This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 1314. Never Tell a Depressed Person These 5 Things by Dr. Susan Chanderbhan of ChandPsych.com. Hello, everybody, and welcome to ORD. I'm Greg Audino, your host and narrator, and I'm here with you every single day helping you improve your relationships. And today I've got a post for you from Dr. Susan Chanderbhan, one of my favorites. So let's keep this intro nice and short, jump right in, and optimize your life. Never Tell a Depressed Person These 5 Things by Dr. Susan Chanderbhan of ChandPsych.com. Depression is the most common psychological disorder in the U.S. If you're reading this and you have not suffered from depression, you likely have a family member or other loved one who has. The National Institute of Mental Health, NIMH, estimates that in 2013, approximately 15.7 million adults in the U.S. had at least one major depressive episode. Sometimes symptoms of depression may present as irritable mood or anger, particularly in males. Some individuals who suffer from bipolar disorder will often experience periods of depression in addition to elevated mood. Oftentimes, we want to offer support and encouragement to the people in our lives who are suffering from a mental illness, but we don't know what to say. In fact, trying to be helpful, we sometimes say hurtful things. If you have a friend or family member suffering from depression, this post will give you strategies for talking to them in a supportive and encouraging manner. It's important to remember that depression is a mental illness. It requires care and compassion. Telling someone who suffers from it to make it go away or that it isn't as bad as it seems isn't the help you intend to be. Try simply to be there, kindly and without judgment, and be sure to avoid the following 5 approaches. I know how you feel statements. I get depressed too sometimes. I've been there. I totally get it. I was depressed for a week once. Be careful here. Your attempts to empathize or support can end up trivializing the depressed person's experience. The truth is, his or her pain is the worst thing in his or her life right now. It clouds everything and hurts deeply. Instead of mentioning that you've been there, clearly state that you're here now, ready to listen, support, and lean on. It's not so bad statements. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. There's always somebody worse off. You'll be a better person because of it. This too shall pass. You'll be okay. Unfortunately, these attempts at positivity are like salt in a deep wound. Depression is that bad. Attempts at positive thinking or minimization just emphasize the depth of the pit your friend or loved one is in. He or she needs you to recognize how dark it is down there. Acknowledge and empathize rather than overlook or trivialize his or her pain. Use reflective statements like, "It sounds like you feel ... Pull yourself together statements. It's time to get over this. Aren't you tired of being down? Enough is enough. Stop feeling sorry for yourself." This approach suggests that depression is a choice, that mind over matter is the key to overcoming deep emotional pain. That's simply not the case. Depression isn't a character flaw or self-indulgence. Be gentle. Pressure to get over it is just more stress to fuel depression and isolation. Offer support and encouragement. Let your friend or loved one know that you are here for them. What you really need is statements. Think happy thoughts. Smile more. You should buy yourself something nice. You need a boyfriend or girlfriend. Get a hobby. Of course you want your friend or loved one to get better. You hope there's something you tried or some direction you could give that would just end this for them. Unfortunately, that's not how depression works. Avoid playing therapist for the depressed person in your life. It's too much pressure on both of you. He or she is experiencing a real psychological problem that deserves real professional care. Gently impress upon the person the need for therapy. Offer to help him or her find a counselor. Make yourself available to help transport to appointments, and let him or her know that you're there for support. Why are you doing this to me, us, yourself statements? You never think of anyone but yourself. You're just looking for more attention. You're making me depressed too. Your depression is just a way of punishing us. Again, this implies that depression is a choice, in this case even a manipulation. Depression is hard on relationships and can take a toll on your desire to be understanding and patient. The disease can trick you into thinking that your friend, loved one, or coworker is using their depression to hurt you. It's important to take a step back and resist the urge to lash out. Your own self-care is important here. The best thing may be to take a break from interaction and remind yourself that the depression is the real harm, not the person suffering from it. Re-engage when you're ready, understanding that he or she simply may not be able to reciprocate your care right now, but is still benefited greatly by your support. You just listened to the post titled, "Never Tell a Depressed Person These 5 Things" by Dr. Susan Chanderbhan of ChandPsych.com. And thanks so much to Dr. Susan for a post that truly all of us can carry with us, as we all find ourselves in positions to offer support and love to someone who's troubled. This is such an important read, and if you noticed, the one thing linking all 5 of her warnings is that in each scenario, the person offering support was putting themselves in the driver's seat, spotlighting either their advice or their experience. Now, as you can imagine, this is rarely a wise approach, unless it's specifically asked for, that is. And I think this is really what's at the base of helping others. Recognizing what their needs are and making it known that you care about them enough to learn about their needs and help them meet their needs if you can. So with that being said, a nice approach can be to simply ask what they might need. Do you want advice? Do you want to hear about my experience? Do you want me to just listen? Do you want me to help you find a therapist? You can always start a conversation like this by asking, somewhat bluntly in that moment, how it is that you can best serve them. And don't worry about this seeming like inorganic or something like that. It's simply a real moment in which you can make it known that you want to be of service in the best possible way, even if that way isn't what you think is most helpful. And they might not know how to answer. That's okay. That doesn't mean you have to commandeer the conversation as you might have done otherwise. Part of helping people through troublesome feelings is just sitting with them and embracing the discomfort together rather than sprinting for a solution. And to me, that's how you really connect. So don't be afraid of not knowing what to do or of feeling uneasy. You don't have to be a hero. They would likely prefer you to be a partner. Okay, and that'll bring us to the end, folks. Great read today, which I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. It's time for me to get going, but I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for the Tuesday show where your optimal life awaits.